Hi everyone, it's Anja here and I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks. And today we are making a half hexagon. So in a previous video I made a blanket with big tiles of hexagons because I wanted to make a quick make blanket. We also left the blanket with the jagged edges, so you had sort of bits missing on the side at the edge, but I didn't mind that because that was the charm and beauty of the hexagon blanket. But of course, yes, of course, people have been asking me for the half hexagon. So, well, before we made the whole hexagon, today we are going to make the half hexagon. These can be used to fill up those spaces in between the hexagons and make a straight edge. So in today's video I'm going to show you how to do the half hexagon, and then watch out for the next video because that's where I am going to rework my blanket and turn it into a proper, yes, a little bit edged on the side, but a proper straight blanket on the short sides. So let's get started. So what else do you need? You need your darning needle, scissors, and of course your hook. I always use a 3.5 for Starcraft Special Decay, so use the hook that you usually use. So to get started, we are going to make a slip knot. So make yours whichever way you usually do. Insert your hook and you're going to chain 4. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. Then you go back to your first chain and you try and pick up the one strand here and the 2 strands on the back there, and then you yarn over the yarn and pull through the 2 loops on your hook. You now have a little circle to work in, and we are going to chain 3. So 1, 2, and 3. This is going to be your side or your straight edge along the side. Then you are going to do a dainty cluster, so that means 2 double crochets. There we go. Then chain 2, another 2 double crochets, so a dainty cluster, and another chain 2. Now these chain 2s are going to be our corners, so we now have to do another dainty cluster, there we go. And as you can see, yes, so a hexagon, 6 sides. So now we have 3 sides, but we still have to do the side. So we are going to do a chain and another 1 double crochet on its own. There we go. Okay, so what we have now is our top edge, which is made up of 3 chains, 2 of which represent a double crochet, and then a chain space. And then here we have a chain space and then the double crochet. So that's the top edge of our half hexagon. And then here we have 2 corners. So now we are going to get started again for the next round. And so you are going to do 3 chains. 1, 2 representing the double crochet, 3 for your chain space. You turn, and then you are going to be placing in here, you're going to be placing your first dainty cluster. So yarn over and do 2 double crochets. Then as I said, these chain spaces here are going to be corners. So in the corners, we do, 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. And of course, at the moment, that's all we have. We have only to do another corner there. So, go on to the next corner where you are doing your 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. There we go. See? So we've made those 2 corners, and then here, where we have got that little chain space, we are going to put, a dainty cluster, so 2 double crochets. Then to finish, we are going to do a chain and a double crochet. Now, I tend to put that double crochet into this chain here. If you can't manage to get in, you can just go into the chain space, but I do try. I do try and pick up. There we go. Look, 2 strands. So if you pick up just the 1 strand, it just expands. So try and find 2 strands. If you can't get into it, just place it into that chain space where you've put your dainty cluster there. So as you can see already, look, can you see the shape? So we've got a straight edge, and then we've got that half hexagon shape there. And it's the same thing again. So you're going to start with 3 chains, you turn, then into that very first chain space, straight away, you are doing your first dainty cluster. Then you are going to be doing dainty cluster on the side, because of course now our corners, so the chain 2s are further away, and here also further apart. So we are going to be placing more and more dainty clusters on the sides before we actually start with our corners. So I have a location here for my dainty cluster. There we go. Now there's the chain 2 chain space where I'm going to put my corner of 2 double crochets, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. And now here, of course, there is a location for a dainty cluster, and off we go into the next chain 2 chain space to do a corner. And dainty clusters on the side, 1 into that chain space that we create on the side, and then of course here you do a chain and a double crochet into that chain. There we go, to finish the round. And as you can see, it's growing, and it's just exactly the same as what we have been doing, the tile, but it's only half. Look at that. See? So in the same way, you keep on going until, of course, you have the same amount of clusters on your side than what you have done for your tiles. So here in this tile, I have 10 clusters here. So between the 2, so from corner to corner, I have 10 clusters, and here I only have 3. So I'm going to keep going until, of course, my half tile is the same size as my full hexagon. Well, half of it, but my sides are the same size. So that's all you need to know, really. And this way, of course, now this will allow you to finish your blanket in a different way without the jagged edges. Now, I don't mind the chevron edge on the side. I don't mind that at all. But it was the other edge, the long edge, where you had the big gap, that some of you wanted to fill up. So this is the ultimate opportunity, of course, to do that. So in the previous video, there are all the instructions on how to assemble your tiles. And I would say, yeah, the same is still valid because you would have to do the same thing. But I am going to add another row of tiles to my blanket to allow me to make a nice edge. But that is going to be for a next video because I just wanted to concentrate on how to make your half hexagon in this video. So if you have been making your tiles, start with laying them out and seeing how they would go together, and then work out how many half tiles you will need. For my blanket, I am going to need 4 half tiles, but I am going to have to add 3 more tiles. So I'll see you in the next video to show you exactly what I mean and how to go about doing that, because I am going to cut off my border and do it again. That's exciting, isn't it? I will show you in the next video. So thank you very much for watching. I hope you found this video useful, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!